So just did a Vex showcase with this build. Let's jump in and do a breakdown of some other builds and take a look first at her constellations. So she has a couple different things you can build around, but generally spells are the way to go for her. She has, from her 2-star, your spells and skills damage enemies in the form of gloom, so this gives them -1/-1 when you deal spell damage to enemies, which is nice for reducing their power as well as their health. Then from her 3-star, round start, you boost all enemies, so this means that if they have gloom on them, they will get yet another stack of gloom, so they get another -1/-1. Then her 4-star is really good, Explosive Finale. When enemies die outside of combat, it deals 4 damage to the enemy nexus. So when you potentially hit them with a spell and gloom them down to 0 health, they will deal 4 damage as long as you're doing that outside of combat. Similarly, if they die from the round start boost, they will also deal 4 damage to the enemy nexus. She also has this Everything is Misery for her 6-star, which is really strong, that when an enemy dies outside of combat, grant all other enemies gloom. So this can cause chain reactions. If you have, a unit with 1 health, 2 health, 3 health, 4 health on the board, they can, as each one dies, it'll sort of chain to the next one, causing more gloom to go, and they will, pop, 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 and you win. So it's very nice to be able to do this. There's also a great bonus star that she has, which I highly recommend picking up. This damaging spells you acquire in adventures have Charging Sigil 3, so +4 damage. I think this is on sort of the left side over here somewhere. Where is it? Here we go. So if you pick up this bonus star, this is huge. This one is also quite good. The Pytos has Charging Sigil 1, and Perilous Pastry, which is generated by Pytos, has Charging Sigil 3. So both these are really good. I think the Perilous Pastry also ends up becoming burst speed from another minor node somewhere. I don't know where that one is, but she does have that somewhere as well. Where does it say? Somewhere on here. Oh, or maybe that's from her levels. Sorry. That's why. Champion levels. There's something in here that makes Perilous Pastry burst speed. Perilous Pastry starts with Stopwatch. And Pytos starts with Hand Sensor, which gives you +1. So definitely makes that a lot stronger, being able to cast it out at burst speed. Then let's look at what relics we can use with her. So last time when I did my build showcase was still going through more of the spell-related things. You can certainly substitute out a lot of these for many different options. Here, big guns, you can easily substitute this out for Luden's Tempest if you want. This just will make it so your spells will deal extra damage when Vex is on the board, whereas big guns does it all the time. You could also run both big guns and Luden's if you want. You can also substitute Archangel's Staff out for other things that generate mana, just to help you cast your spells. So that includes things like Hidden Tome, as well as the green one, which is Lost Chapter. So both of these, great for just getting her spell mana, let you cast more spells. Searing Brilliance, you can also substitute out. It is nice to get more copies of your spells, also being able to draw more copies of your spells when you cast one. But if you don't have Searing Brilliance, you could always pick up other spell relics. You could, again, just run both like big guns and Luden's, or you could run something like Chemtech Duplicator, would also be very strong. You have to get to 6 mana gems for this to start triggering, but doubling your spells when you're doing that will just help you remove units even easier. So definitely the bonus power, stuff like this, decent relic build for her. Her champion spell is unfortunately not a damaging spell from her deck. It does give you, gloom to a unit and draws you a card, but it's not something I would particularly build around. You want to be focusing more on the damaging spells that you're drafting rather than her champion spell. So wouldn't particularly recommend something like Grand Generals or Echoing Spirit on her. I think the damaging stuff is better to focus on her. One thing you can do in addition to her standard build is doing more of a attack-based build. She does have, when you attack, you gloom the strongest enemy, and when she's leveled up, you also get this, when enemies gain gloom, they gain it again. So you can make sure you can attack in with her freely, use something like Death's Foil. You can also then, if you wanted to, say, scale her faster or other things, you can also give her Fear Cleaving Axe. This will do a boost to all the enemy units. So using these in combination makes sure you can attack in. You're glooming them as they die. If you have her 6-star, all the other units are getting gloomed. Boost will make it so that gloom gets increased by 1, so more gloom to all of them. And if she's leveled up, that'll even make them -2/-2 every time you attack in to basically everything that's already gloomed. So yeah, this can be quite strong. But this will just focus more on her attacking in rather than casting spells. You can use other options here if you want to just be able to drop her on turn 1. You could always run a Starforged build, which you would probably want something like pretty much any of these Spectral Scissors or the Darius Relic. I would go with the Darius one personally, and then you can do Starforged Gauntlets. So Darius Relic, this would give her Challenger so that you can choose what you're attacking into. She'll be invulnerable, so it's basically lets you do 8 damage to a unit that you want to, and then you can toss her out on turn 1 already, start attacking in and glooming them and whatnot. So this could also be quite effective for you. But yeah, that's sort of what I generally focus on with her. Certainly drafting lots of damaging spells is really effective. You can find other ways to go in and make sure that those glooms are being replicated across their whole board and see those chain reactions go off and kill them. So hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you have any questions about Vex and what to do with her, or if you want to try other sorts of relic builds that you think would be effective. So we'll catch you next time.